All right, man, let's talk. You're here because there's a girl. And the signals are all scrambled, right? It feels like you're trying to tune into a radio station from another galaxy. 1 minute, you get a blast of crystal clear music. She's laughing at your dumbest jokes, remembering that story you told weeks ago. Her eyes linger on yours for just a second too long. And you think, this is it. We're on the same wavelength. Then, the next minute, static. Nothing. She's friendly, but distant. You're left standing there, holding the antenna, wondering if you imagined the whole thing. It's enough to make you think you're going crazy. You start replaying every interaction, analyzing every text, becoming the Sherlock Holmes of a mystery, where you don't even know what crime was committed. You know there's something there. You can feel it in your gut, that unspoken energy, that low-level hum between two people that's more than just friendship. But she hasn't said a word, not a peep. And the silence is deafening. So you ask yourself the million-dollar question. If she likes me, why on earth doesn't she just say something? Well, that's why you're here. I'm going to pull back the curtain and give you the inside track. Forget what you think you know. We're about to decode the enigma, because the female mind isn't a locked vault. You just haven't been given the right set of keys. This isn't about mind games or manipulation. This is about understanding human nature on a level most guys never bother to learn. So let's get into it. The first and most powerful reason she likes you, but is staying completely silent, might be the one you least expect. It's not just about you. It's about her entire world. She is terrified of rejection, but probably not in the way you're thinking. When a guy gets rejected, it stings. It sucks, for sure. You tell your buddies, they say, her loss, bro. You play some video games, and you move on. For a girl, the fallout can be completely different. You need to think of a confession of feelings not as a simple question, but as a social grenade. If she tells you she likes you, and you don't feel the same way, the shrapnel doesn't just hit you and her. It can hit the entire social circle. Suddenly, things get awkward. Your mutual friends feel like they have to pick a side. Group hangouts become a strategic minefield. Her best friend, who is also kind of your friend, now looks at you funny. The comfortable, easygoing dynamic you both had is gone, vaporized. And what replaces it? Awkwardness, pity, weird tension. She hasn't just risked her own feelings. She's risked the entire ecosystem of her social life. So while you're worried about a simple no, she's worried about the social blast radius. Her silence isn't a lack of interest. It's a desperate attempt to preserve the peace and the comfortable reality she currently enjoys with you in it. She's weighing the potential reward against a very real and very messy potential risk. Now, building on that idea of risk, let's pivot from her being defensive to her being strategic. This brings us to the second and very common reason she's quiet. She is testing you. Look, this isn't a malicious, high school drama kind of test. Think of it more like a quality control check. In the grand unwritten rulebook of attraction, confidence has always been, and will always be, a currency of the highest value. And one of the most classic indicators of genuine confidence is the willingness to take a risk and make the first move. She might be dropping hints that, to her, are as subtle as a foghorn. The lingering eye contact, the playful touches on the arm, the fact that she's always magically available when you suggest hanging out. In her mind, she's already rolled out the red carpet, lit the runway, and waved the glowing orange sticks. She's done her part. Now, she's waiting to see if you have the courage to walk the carpet to land the plane. She wants a partner who will lead, who isn't passive. By waiting for you to state your intentions, she's filtering out the guys who are too timid or too oblivious to pick up what she's putting down. It's a subconscious litmus test. Does he have the guts? Is he perceptive enough to see what's right in front of him? So if you're getting all the green lights but you're still waiting for a written invitation, you might be failing the test without even realizing you're taking it. She doesn't want to say it because she wants you to be the kind of man who doesn't need her to. From the strategic, we move to the comfortable. This next reason can be one of the most confusing, because it often feels the most like genuine friendship. She likes you, but she's terrified of ruining the existing vibe. Think about your favorite coffee shop. Or that one bar where the bartender knows your order. It's comfortable, right? It's reliable, it's a safe haven. Right now, the relationship you have with her, be it a great friendship or a killer work dynamic, is that favorite coffee shop. She gets to have you in her life consistently. She gets your humor, your support, your presence, without any of the potential drama or pressure that a romantic relationship can bring. The idea of confessing her feelings is like telling the owner of her favorite coffee shop, "Hey, I think we should knock this whole place down and build a Michelin star restaurant on this spot instead." It could be amazing. It could be the best thing ever. But it could also fail spectacularly, and in the process, she'd lose her favorite spot forever. She'd have nowhere to go. That's a massive gamble. She's addicted to the current dynamic you have. She gets a fix of you every time you hang out, and right now, it's stable and predictable. The thought of jeopardizing that for a chance at something more is frankly terrifying. So she stays quiet, enjoying the guaranteed comfort of today over the uncertain promise of tomorrow. Now let's get a little more internal. Sometimes the reason for her silence has nothing to do with you and everything to do with her. The fourth reason is that her own feelings are still loading. Think of her emotions not as a simple on or off switch, but as a software update that's at 78%. She knows she feels something. She knows she's drawn to you. She knows you make her laugh in a way that no one else does. But she hasn't fully processed it herself. Is this a full-blown I want to meet your parents crush? Or is it a you're a really fun distraction from my boring week kind of situation? Women often process emotions more internally and complexly than men do. She might be analyzing, overanalyzing, and running simulations in her head. She's trying to figure out the why behind her feelings. If she says something now, while her own feelings are still buffering, it feels premature and inauthentic to her. She doesn't want to give you a half-baked confession. She wants to be sure. So she stays quiet, not to confuse you, but because she's in a state of internal confusion herself. She's waiting for that progress bar to hit 100% so she can proceed with confidence instead of just a hunch. Your job isn't to rush the download, but to create an environment where she feels safe enough to let it complete. Of course, none of us live in a vacuum. Her internal world is heavily influenced by her external one. And that brings us to reason number 5. She's running it by her board of directors. Every girl has an inner circle, her best friends. And this group functions like a corporate board of directors for her personal life. When a new potential candidate, that's you by the way, enters the scene, a prospectus is quietly circulated. Your social media is reviewed. Your past interactions are scrutinized. The stories she tells about you are analyzed for subtext and hidden meaning. Her friends are her quality control, her support system, and her damage control, all rolled into one. If she confesses her feelings and you shoot her down, they're the ones who will be there with ice cream and bad movies. Because of this, their opinion matters. A lot. She might be quiet because the board is still deliberating. Maybe one friend is skeptical because of your reputation. Maybe another thinks the timing is wrong. Maybe they're advising her to play it cool and let you make the first move, tying back to our earlier point. She values their counsel, and she's not going to launch a hostile takeover by going against their advice. Her silence could simply be a sign that the quarterly review of Project U is still in session, and she's waiting for a consensus before making any major moves. Now, from the influence of friends, we look to the influence of the past. This one is deep, and it's important. The 6th reason she isn't saying anything is that she's living in a haunted house. The house is her heart, and the ghost is an ex-boyfriend or a past romantic disappointment. She might really like you. She might see all the amazing qualities you have. In her mind, you're like a beautiful, newly renovated house that she'd love to move into. But the last time she moved into a new house, the pipes burst, the roof caved in, and a ghost from a past relationship trashed the place. She carries the trauma of that past experience with her. So even though she sees you as this incredible opportunity, she's hesitant. She's scared that history will repeat itself. She's looking for signs that you're different. She's worried that if she gives you the keys, you'll end up being just another ghost who haunts her. This is why she might pull back right when things seem to be getting close. It's an involuntary flinch. Her heart says go, but her battle scars are screaming, "Danger!" Her silence isn't about you, it's about her own healing. She needs to feel safe. She needs to believe that your house isn't built on the same haunted grounds as the last one before she's willing to even knock on the door. And that brings us to our final point. We've talked about her fears, her strategies, her friends, and her past. But what if the reason she's not saying anything is actually the simplest, most maddening reason of all? The seventh reason is, she thinks she's already told you. You've been driving around looking for a giant, flashing neon sign that says, "I like you." Meanwhile, she's been giving you what she believes are incredibly obvious green lights at every single intersection, and you've been treating them like stop signs. To her, the fact that she ditches her friends to come talk to you, the fact that she initiates texts just to ask about your day, the fact that her pupils dilate when you're talking to her, the fact that she playfully roasts you and tries to get a reaction, these aren't just friendly gestures. In her language, this is a declaration. She thinks she's being as obvious as humanly possible without literally shouting it from a rooftop. She's done her part, and now she's sitting at the intersection, watching you idle at a bright green light, wondering why on earth you aren't hitting the gas. She's not saying the words because, in her reality, her actions have already screamed them. The silence you're interpreting as uncertainty is, in her mind, a patient and expectant pause. She's waiting for you to finally see the signal that she believes has been on the entire time. Thanks for watching, and say goodbye, Mr. Nice. See you next time.